fully goes into the identities of these two team comps. When you talk about LGD, you look at Jackson, you look at Rise, and you're like, oh, they're going to play the side lanes. They're going to be able to push things out in the late game. And Corki is not only something that can kind of dissuade that early 2v2 pressure, but also be useful in the late game with the Nami and the Xin Zhao as well.
Mid lane is not showing. Hong gets spotted in the pixel brush. And the most aggressive bottom lane group Nirvana will comfortably back out with Kroko nearby. Tongwan is still off the map here with ultimate. Handshake for Missing to get two people off. He's going to flash over the fat wall, but here comes the Realm Warp. Tongwan is going to find Missing. Bailout is going to go down, but I don't think there's going to be a trade kill in time. It's first blood over to Tongwan, and 1xN cannot find that trade. Good use of the roam threat of Rise to get LGD on the board first.
Exactly what I was talking about just moments before. Tongwan had full
Kroko,
priority in the mid lane. Kroko!
Oh my god, Kroko's going in. The stream and shovel from Bulldog is nice, but Hong is one auto short. Bulldog has to trade his life just to find that kill. LG are trying to ruin this dragon take, but now 1xN is found far too forward. Has to follow the same flash path as his support. And yeah, sure, LNG, you shut down the first Drake play, but it comes at a price.
And it might not even be over.
Does Kroko actually want this? I mean, flag and drag knock up. I don't know if he could get it. He flashed over the wall. Tongwan just takes the kill. LNG come out sputtering to start this series. You're giving 3 grubs over to for a death ball comp that desperately needs to team fight and pull this LGD roster into their space. So these 3 grubs are going to make, you know, Bulldog and Sheer's life living hell going into the mid and late game. Tongwan is going to take a reset. He's going to TP in. He has Realm Warp, but I fear LGD are just a little too slow to make this play work, so it luckily won't cost LGD's mid laner too badly. Just a wave and a half, 2 waves and a half down now into 1xN. But we're getting people out on the map here, Missing and YCX both in the top river. There's the Realm Warp coming in, but the hostile takeover is well timed for Missing. It's Tongwan and Hung throwing hands at each other. Crescent Guard's going to pop, so Bulldog can't get any damage down. Missing has the bailout. He finally will get knocked low. Missing should fall. Bulldog is being ushered away by Xiaoya. The bubble coming out of YCX versus the Bulldog flash. Tongwan to flash after and shut down Kroko. LNG wanted to fight, but they didn't realize they didn't have the numbers to scrap.
Oh, and we're not done. Sasa's popping ult on the top side with the flash.
Oh my god. That was a interesting flash. Shearer is still spacing really well. He's getting the Narbar up high on top of that. But Shearer, you lost your entire team topside earlier. He nearly walks himself into a 1v4. Now he's going to have to clear the wave as Tongwan is going to make sure that everybody comes up here. Good dodge on the tidal wave, but the bubble will land for YCX. Hong, though, doesn't want the turret aggro. Flash away from Shearer. They're going to re-engage. Wind becomes lightning, and Tongwan picks up another kill on this Rise. LGD are rolling through their star mid laner, who opens 4-0 pre-15 minutes.
Has overextended.
I mean, I might even call this worth even if he dies. He took 3 plates out just like that. He's going to hop out of the Cataclysm. And now he's got some decent space away from Sheer. But the bottom lane of LNG will have the first roam over, so Sasa will die. Wonder if LNG will try and maybe donate this kill over to 1xN. You definitely know he wants it. I guess he just gets the Ren slow and he's going to walk away, be happy with the assist. And Sheer will take that kill, but gold-wise, that's kind of an even split with how much Sasa got on that turret alone. No
play to be made. As we see in picture-in-picture, Kroko will pick up their second dragon for his troubles. That is certainly noteworthy. Yeah, and this is a big, big turning point, this Rift Herald. You do not want to give over for free if you are LGD. It's going down pretty fast. It's going to be around 3K. You got to get to it quick. It's gone.
Yeah, it's just like that first dragon play they were looking for.
Sheer senses it.
Yep.
He gets it. Yeah, no, he's like, they just junked out my jungler and they've all disappeared. I wonder where they could possibly be. Will be a tower for Tongwan, even growing his lead more in that mid lane matchup. But you're right, dragon spawning in 20 seconds, that is the big prize. It is soul point for LNG, and Mountain Soul for this team is massive. Yeah, you really can't give this over if you're LGD. This could be absolutely disastrous, but they're not in a good position at all.
Ren Smite too. If 1xN can get a couple of these spears in here, I don't even know how Hong can make this a 50-50. The hostile takeover Missing is so well timed because they secure the dragon. Tidal Wave's going to go wide. Both top laners seeping in. There's Bulldog going in with the stream and shovel. Gets Tongwan, who will have to go into the stasis. He doesn't pop it. He gets picked off, and Kroko flies on in with a huge Cataclysm to cut down the remaining carries of LGD. What a play from LNG, the hyper-aggressive Group Nirvana team, showing why they've only dropped 1 game all split long.
Incredible play from LNG. They are decisive, they have full control of the river, and they pull the trigger. We asked for a lot from Bulldog. It's not been the best early game from him, but what a shuffle to get the rise into the middle of the enemy team. And that's not just going to get them Soul Point, that is going to get them Baron on the map as well. LNG have gone from a disastrous game state against a well-scaling LGD team to in full control.
Off of that one play alone. The gold lead won't really show it, but they've got the Baron power play already going here. Krako is decently out of position here. The Rune Prism's going to land. 3 Talon Strikes should get a knock-up into the Tidal Wave. He's going to commit the Cataclysm. He gets caught, and now you've got a TP in. I believe this is Bulldog. He's going to flash for the Stream Shuffle onto YCX. Hostile Takeover is only going to hit Hong as they find a trade, but they've set 1xN running wild, trying to get this red. Xiaoya gets popped just like that. The Callista is blinking all around LGD as the superstar AD for LNG cleans up a messy fight.
No kills, no problem for the Callista in the early game. It does not matter that you are playing a champion that's supposed to destroy the 2v2. He does so isolated in lane now.
1xN Flan Club eating good in this mid to late game phase. They're going to take down this tier 2 turret to build that gold economy even further. They haven't broken the base open yet for LGD, but the real prize is in about 45 seconds, so I'm loving the resets we're getting coming out right now. Maybe we'd like 1xN to take his back.
On the bottom of your screen, being able to pressure things out is super important here. He can step up. It's going to make a lot of difference for LGD.
Krako looking aggressively. He's going to flash on the Xiaoya. Catches him in the Valkyrie with the Cataclysm into the hostile takeover. Xiaoya is put in jail and sent back to a great screen as Sheer doesn't even get to go Mega before he finds a kill on to YCX.
Leaked Eyes caught in the Cataclysm. That is the danger of the Jarvan when played super aggressively. Krako is not the kind of player to wait for plays to come to him. He is going to what I personally would have built in this instance. But you know what? 1xN's playing for LNG, and I'm casting the games here. So
yep,
I'll defer. I'll let him prove me wrong first.
God, we're still going for this?
Bulldog.
Okay, I mean, Bulldog doesn't escape out of this one. Nice little flash, though, to throw Sasa under his own turret. Then he's going to Shuri Shuffle away from the Realm Warp. At least Bulldog is buying hella time with this play. Sasa has to commit the flash just to find that kill. And what does LNG say? All right, you're going to send 2 people after our mid laner on the bot side. Thank you very much for the dance with the purple worm. Red Smite, good luck, Hong. If you outplay this, you are a legend. I don't even know if he'll really get a look here. There's the speed up pop for missing, and yep, so it's going to be top laner kill for Baron onto LNG. He's going to camp near Sasa, but mid lane's going to get pushed out. Missing's going to shift down. I assume 1xN could. They might find Sheer before then. He flashes out the counter-strike stun nonetheless. 3 Talon Strike will still get the knockup. Sheer's pretty tanky, but he doesn't have access to Mega. He's trying to run away as fast as he can, and Missing is here. Krestigar going to get popped. Handshake is going to find a double stun. Tidal Wave out. Going to miss. Bubble does find its mark. Hong's going to flash and allow Sasa to hop onto his corpse to get himself back out. But here's what I said with the Fate's Call throwing Missing into everybody. Sasa going to put up the counter-strike to try and block some of this damage. Stasis, not going to buy him enough time. He will fall. 1xN rents him down. Mid tier 2, bot tier 2, they're all falling as the Cataclysm falls onto Hong. YCX can get chased down by Sheer, who's running rampant. About to pick up on Omega, and will clean this game out with a nice little Gnar ultimate. LNG wasn't the greatest start, but it's all about how you close in this game. And they're closing with a Nexus explosion to take a 1-0 lead and to put themselves 1 game away from securing the top spot out of Group Nirvana into the Split 1 play-in tournament.
LNG, they might not have started hot as they battle themselves in the base here, as it seems. They might not have started great, but they are ending this game on the highest of high notes, taking down the Nexus, putting themselves ever so close to being undefeated coming out of Group Nirvana. But look at this LGD comp. The damage that they are going to have in the late game is unbelievable. Rumble ultimate on top of Yone and Sivir is almost impossible to deal with for LNG if they get to that part of the game.
This is where Hong does have that ability to potentially get to level 6 off the bot scuttle, which won't spawn anytime soon. So this time he's perusing a potential lane gank. They don't know that Missing is reset until now, so 1xN does have to respect back up, but he has no idea Hong has been sitting here this entire time. And they're just going to walk it in. 1xN should have to flash, but the flash immediately comes from YCX. So he can get the fear over. He gets under the turret. Remember, he took teleport, no defensive summoner, and Hong is going to pick up a pre-level 6 First Blood Nocturne kill. HP LG have to make up their mind if they're going to give or go. And we are slamming the big green button. Here comes Krako on. The lights get turned out. They're going to go after Hong, but he gets fully forced out of the pin. Now, Xiaoya's left in a 1v1 with Krako. Bulldog should be fine off to the top side of this fight. LGD are just way too split apart here. Hong is one way. YCX is the other. Xiaoya's out of the fight. This TP feels like it's a bit too late. They're going to go after Croco nonetheless. 1XN going to hold on to those chains of corruption. Croco going to have to flash to get himself out. But
if you do not get that kill, the entire game kind of gets thrown out of balance.
Yeah, credit to LNG for being able to punish this so well. But that TP from Sasa, I just think that's got to come earlier if you're going to look for that play. About 14 minutes, so we've seen one Paranoia and one Grand Starfall. But I think LNG are a bit content with it, like you talked about, just playing for these Dragon timers. LGD rock up to the party. TP advantage is over on the LNG side for now, as Sheer joins with a huge shield. And that TP alone is going to get LNG the second game in a row. They take the first two.
Pace of the game up, and it's exactly what we've got. Got a lot of action going down now on the map. Portal combat happening a little bit in the river here. Hung is making his way. They're looking for this play.
All right, what are we going to... These jungle ultimates. I'm waiting for them to come back out here. There is the support ultimate on YCX. He doesn't have Unbreakable Will, but Tongwan's going to find the Fate Unsealed onto 1XN, and he will go down. Missing gets flashed on by Hung. Croco does get a good stun. Missing's living for a while, but the Equalizer will help pick up the kill. Hero's Entrance just to get Bulldog out of dodge. When he finds himself flanked, as all of LGD are going to look to collapse here. Croco flashes over the fat wall to survive, but Bulldog still ends up getting cut down. It's LGD that make the 5-man collapse to break open this game.
Is not so lucky. LGD a comp that scales, but Sasa's caught.
Yeah, that's what we call anticlimactic for the LGD fans. Maybe just everyone's breaking out fights here. Missing is about 10% HP as Dongwan looks to continue to push this lead as such a menace on the side lane.
The Grand Starfall coming in from Croco. At least they're staying proactive on the map with these plays. Speaking of...
Yep, they're going right after Croco. The chains of corruption holding people in place for now, but Croco will still end up falling with no vision. 1XN doesn't have a reliable shot to take to find any of those kills. The global pressure war is being waged and won by LGD handily right now.
I mean,
LNG really committing to stay bunched as 5, so it's really hard for Hung to find a way in. But Tongwan is actually taking it upon himself to just do the Dragon on his own. Croco has no vision. He can't get into the pit. Tongwan continuing this creative Yone play, and he's looking for a Fate Seal. He gets 1XN to flash away from him. The charm does land. Can he get back out before the damage comes across? Yes, but here comes the big Hero's Entrance. Bulldog gets knocked on a shot. Lights go out. They're going after 1XN. He is as good as done. Sasa gonna find that kill. YCX gets himself out of dodge as well. And LNG, they've got no range, and they've got no way to get on top of any of these targets. LGD scatter in all directions and cut down the fight. Grand Starfall is Croco trying to flank out into Xiaoya, but they have to commit 2 flashes to find this one shutdown. Still, an overarching win for LGD. 1XN to play out the game from this state. I am shocked to see our AI supercomputer still pitching a 50-50 game. Are we serious?
Super careful. You've got the battle going down on the bot side, but it's the picks that you want to look for if you're LNG. You want to try and get to that side lane with those ultimates. See if they can utilize them here.
Level 15, he just doesn't fear anybody as the lights do go out. Good charm comes out from Missing. 1XN's protected for now. He does land the Chains of Corruption, but they're going to lose Croco as the Unbreakable Shield does come down. There's the Fate Unsealed under the turret. Tongwan gets himself right back out with the Soul Form, and they take the pick onto Croco. And LGD smartly just get out of the fight because Baron's free for them now.
I mean, that's it, right? Get them to walk into you, the comp that has full control over this area, and then take the Baron. With no Dragon, this should be, or with no jungler, this should be relatively easy. You're gonna try.
LNG, they're gonna work their way in. There's the Hero's Entrance. Tongwan wants to go after him. Flashes after 1XN. Missing do a good job to cover with the Equalizer on top of the damage on this Yone is enough to get rid of the only damage source left in LNG. Sheer's gonna pull Tongwan out of the pit with an all-out. Should find them trade. But the Baron will be locked down from Hong. The smite to secure it. LNG scattered into the wind, and they found themselves in the exact same spot as this matchup held them in the first time round. Big beefy Yone mid laner on this Dragon, and Hong will come around and smite it to even out that Drake count. So LNG for now at least holding somewhat strong. This isn't a very powerful Baron power play through the first about third of it. They're just not budging.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if you want to give some sort of silver lining, never mind. Here we go.
Okay, we're going after Croco. I mean, you don't have enough damage to handle him on your own. Even with all these items, he's getting some serious autos down, but there comes the stat grab onto him. Flash for the all-out from Sheer. The style points are there. Shutdown was going to come nonetheless, and that is something. You trade a shutdown for a tier 2 turret. Small win for LNG. Rue is out of the fight for Bulldog. Does get LGD off the Baron for now.
Well played by Bulldog to be able to dissuade. Here we go. Xiaoya.
After Xiaoya. No, instead it was going after Sasa. The Hero's Entrance. They can't get the knock-up, though. Sasa's going to flash back under his turret. Missing does go under that said turret as the lights do go out. But Hong doesn't really have a way to ult in. He's going to finally go in. He's spell shooting away from the tunnel. Equalizer is going to whiff. Xiaoya has to flash away from Sheer, but now he just gets collapsed on by all of LGD, and yeah, he is not that tanky, so there's the pick down for LGD, and now they can make their dance routine return to the Baron Pit.
I mean, the desperation from LNG in that play, there's just no way that you're ever going to be able to kill the Rumble in time to make that worth it. They want to go for it anyways, missing TPs back in to at least be in the area. We've got pings going down. They could look to try and steal this, but it would take an absolute miracle at this point for LNG to be able to get back in, especially with no Grand Starfall available for Krako. Baron will go down, and LGD will get their second of the game. A 7.5k gold lead. And more mistakes coming from LNG. They just can't hold on to this late game that they were hoping to kind of avoid with the draft that they had. And now it will be soul point as well for LGD.
Methodical approach out of LGD again. Showing some really good signs. Oh, 1xN had a shot at the classic Gumayushi, but now he will be punished for it. He gets stunned up on top of the equalizer, and then Hong delayed Paranoia ults on top of him. And with 1xN down, LNG really can't afford to hold any real estate out of the side of their base.
Losing in the late game. They are not reacting well, and LGD, to their credit, have been excellent in the late game here at pulling the trigger. See if they can do so here on the final push.
Got Tongwon off to the side, gets the pick on a Missing, Fate unsealed. Good knockups come across though. Missing does get himself out. Krako and Bulldog are fine. Tongwon does have to flash away from where he returns to his soul. Sheer nearby, but at least Tongwon has grabbed all of LNG's attention to allow for the mid inhibitor to get knocked down. LGD finally starting to break open the base of LNG and work their way closer and closer to forcing this series the distance. Try and cover, but the damage is putrid. The cannon minion might just get the turret on its own. On the top side, Sheer still can't hold the tier 2 turret that they had to surrender nonetheless. There's the bot lane tier 3 down and the tier 2 to follow.
Yeah, they're just kind of desynced right now on the map, as potentially YCX could be try and play for the objective, but either way, they're likely going to have full control.
Krako, there's no world you think you can get this. I mean, all right, Missing's here, Bulldog's here, but I mean, this is not your jungle anymore. And yeah, Sasa and YCX will back him out. He smites to secure the red buff. Lights are going to go out. They're going to go after Krako again. Good knockup from YCX. He's going to hold the Unbreakable. YCX is making sure the Bulldog can't rejoin. Missing has himself a lovely flank if it weren't for the fact that his team is dying on the front line. He's desperately trying to walk back. 1xN's going to hit the field goal on the Chains of Corruption, so nobody gets stalls out. Bulldog going to try and Hero's Entrance out, but instead he's stun locked in place. And LGD might not need that Chemtech soul. They're just going to corral the straggling LNG members and point them towards their crumbling base to polish off one of their most dominating wins of the split, to once again claim a victory over LNG, the only team to do so far in Group Nirvana. The question remaining will be, can they do it again to hand LNG their only series loss of the year? Have to find out in that Game 3. But for now, it's just the formalities of knocking down the base if you are LGD. Turrets go down, lights go out, Nexus is out, and we've got ourselves a full slate series for Group Nirvana action. Do you ever play a fight front to back? We'll have to see.
I mean, the scariest thing about this draft for LGD is just that they have no tempo in the mid game. They have no tempo at that one-item power spike when things are getting to level 6 and you want to try and play the map.
Could be the ward cleared out there, the pink ward. Krako obviously not spotted just yet, but with his ward into the pit, he's going to see Hong start up the dragon. Level 6 only on these mid laners, but with the push going on and Sasa off the map with his ultimate, LGD are making it very clear that they're going to do something they haven't yet done this series, and that's get ahead on the dragons. Their first Drake of the series.
But LGD don't want to let it get there. Hong's coming down.
He's looking to just go for the invade with the pressure here, but he's going to run right into Krako, who's just very early started up his red buff. Gage's going to come down from Hong to get rid of the spell shield. Krako throwing down the autos. Who gets first roam here? Missing is here from the bottom side. Bulldog coming over from mid. It's going to force Hong to not only flash, but top the maximum dosage. They do find a dredge line onto 1xN, but he barriers. Glacial Fissure is going to come down as well. 1xN still holding on to that transcend. There's the flash from the wall against CC Assist. They're going after Xiaoya, but Krako's alone here. Nobody can really follow through. 1xN will find first blood. Xiaoya cannot get the cash out. It's 1xN running rampant here. Spiraling Despair will get Bulldog on the board. Krako sent it, and LNG backed up his talk. 3-1 in the fight win. Guys, it's season 16. You have quests to fulfill. This feels really weird for Xiaoya and YCX. I know it's just, you know, like wave management-wise, it might have made sense since Dongguan was already down there, but it is a real hindrance that you are losing valuable quest time.
Come on, Cheer. He's going to go for a trade here, but no way you're killing that Scion on the top side.
Here we
It's
go,
going to be tough.
Get the bomb.
Oh,
the
goodness.
cleanse on the Q. The stun should still land. Nope, one auto short. The whirling dead turnaround. All right, well, there's that Ration cash in. 1xN overextending one of his big boons of this split so far in lane. It stinks because I think he played that first fight as well as he possibly could, even with the aggressive flash. Hold on, though. We're going to have to go towards this dragon. LNG not wanting to give the second one up. Spike fight, 1 HP. It's picked up by Hong. The health bar is already pretty low here. They've got the Braum on the front line. Falling Despair's going to hit onto Sasa. They've already got rid of Xiaoya, and YCX is way too far up creek with no paddle to really deal with. Stacking the fears is Bulldog, and Sasa will be the next to fall here. Sure, you got the first 2 Drakes LGD, but you're bleeding gold over to your opponent.
For LNG. This is the strongest in the game that they will ever be in comparison to LGD. They need to capitalize on it. I'm going for an aggressive invade. He might be the target.
Yep, there's a spell shield down. Clutch Fear for Bulldog. They time it so perfectly that Krako doesn't even need to cease and desist again. Bulldog and Krako linking up, and we are seeing why Bulldog felt comfortable on this play. He has been super on point, just like this guy, 1xN. It's just nobody's allowed to base, I guess, and now we have the Dragon on the board, and that's going to make things pretty tricky for all parties involved.
Yeah, this is actually really well done from LGD. They should have full control over this dragon. This is going to be a harder fight for LNG.
Right, there goes Ballbreaker. Krako, he gets Xiaoya. Cease and desist forward into the severing bolt from halfway across the screen. Bulldog gets the clutch fear into Hog as well into the Spiral Despair to get his jungler out. Bulldog showing off the Hui style. And it saves a trade fight for LNG, and now they get the dragon and shut down the real only win con left for LGD.
It's just going from bad to worse for LGD. I said that this might even be the setup that they were looking for. They play so aggro in that area because they feel like they, want to pressure out LNG before this dragon spawns. But
so he's already accelerated towards Armor Pen, dealing with these tankier champions. If it's an LDR, it's Giant Slayer as well. Okay, man, you know all about that passive as much as I do. So 1xN's already on track to really alleviate the one problem with LNG's comp, which is front to backing not being very successful, but right on cue. 1xN and missing, just walk down Hog. He has maximum dosage pop, he has red buff, he has tank items, it just doesn't matter. 1xN's that far ahead, and a clutch fear once again from Bulldog sets up the easiest dive the 2 imports for LNG have seen.
The TP!
Oh,
and Sasa might be in danger under tower here. There's 4 members and a Rift Herald getting dropped for the Scion.
Oh, the cease and desist! Oh, I wanted him to keep bowling him and see how long the vibe would follow the Scion.
I mean, it is just not looking good right now for LGD. This Mundo pick is not working out. Hung, unfortunately, not finding good angles, and Baron just spawned. How lucky for LNG. How fortuitous as they get to waltz their way over to the Baron pit on the top side of the map, and they get a little reward for their troubles. They have an 8K gold lead at 20 minutes into the game. That will only exponentially grow for me.
So, are we pretty confident LNG is going to close out a game with an 8+ gold lead quicker than LGD? We had 3 items at 22 minutes.
I mean, can you ask for a better Yunara game? Like, it just doesn't happen. Look, he's on the flank here as he's looking for the Dr. Mundo. You never really want to see that as Dr. Mundo.
There's another dredge line into a Braum. Guess what he's going to do? Throw the shield up, Glacial Fissure, ultimate, and oh my! Spiraling Despair just went kaboom! And there's the Arc of Ruin for 1xN to help Bulldog find that kill onto the Nautilus. More Severing Bolts coming down, and we really get to test how tanky this front line is. Spoiler alert, it's not. Holy cease and desist! Krako's going flying under the tier 3 turret. Shut down onto missing in the background, and Krako went far too in. Wow, that blast gun's really going to save him. LNG are doing a bit of a limit test, and they're learning said limits.
I mean, limit test is fair to call that. That was a 3v5, and they were the ones who dominated and picked up the kill. With the Hui on 3 items and a 10 stack.
And he had to go Seekers already. He had to go Seekers, so he's not even, can't even really sport any real good CDR. Just like clockwork, YCX throws a dredge line, missing eats it, and it means YCX is going to die. Severing Bolt, bang! Bulldog is some items, and yeah, they should just all make their way towards that Baron pit. Got top in a pushing position. Mid lane will be pushed out. LGD look like they want to try and work their way towards this dragon. Be like, hey guys, listen, we got this whole point, okay? We were comfortable in this game. Oh, never mind. LNG are deciding to go for the dragon first, Baron later. and this is just going to be the last fight of the game. LGD, where is the desperation show? They can look for a pick, or they all throw themselves into the pit. One of the two going to go down here. Sasa and Hong work their way into the pit. Maximum dose is pop, but the dragon is not low enough. Hong's going to try and just get rid of the dragon, as YCX will get deleted. Power Spirit nearly finds the kill. Dragon's picked up for Hong. That's a win. Problem is, 1xN has been free hitting this entire time on your front line. Unstoppable Onslaught gets one of them out. Xiaoya will end up falling, but 1xN is still running directly at your tanks that are now being corralled like cattle to slaughter. Sasa gonna be the first one to fall. Hung with nowhere to run, but back to the fountain in a gray screen fashion. And that will be LNG wrapping up this Baron, or maybe just looking for the Game 3 win here.
Looks like they are going to be making their way to the top side. Hey, you got the dragon. That's something. You got the you got the little gold pop.
Carry, I suspect, is the gold injection they'll get. Yep, this is... I've used the word too many times. But domination. If I could only use it once, I would use it right now. That is what this single game has been. It's actually one up how big of a win it was for LGD in Game 2. Tier 3 soon to fall, but LGD are not... They're just bending but not breaking. Just yet.
Oh, and it might happen real soon. We've got a lot of cooldowns coming in. Tower down. That is likely going to be the aggressive trigger pull that they are looking for. Again, no maximum dosage, no ult. On that Mundo, oh my goodness!
One auto and Tongwon's already almost dead. The Arc Ruin won't land. Death Star does land onto 1xN, but with Victor out, there's no damage to really contend with this machine gun of an 80 carry that 1xN will plant right onto Sasa. First kill to go down there. Hong does not have maximum dosage, but they do see the LNG bomb lane walk way too far forward. This thing will go down. There's an Arcane Storm reset. There's the cease and desist forward with the GA. Power Spirit does tag Tongwon, and boom goes the dynamite. Bulldog picks up one kill, looking to turn his attention back towards Xiaoya, who does end up pushing 1xN out of this fight. Everything's getting real messy real quick here, but LNG, all they care about is looking for this win now. Unless they see how bad their health bars are hurting, they'll look for the reset. TP is coming through here, though. That's both solo lanes returning to the fray with full health bars. One of them will see their health bar extinguished much quicker. It's Sheer. Instead, what does he do? He goes forward onto Xiaoya, and oh my god, 1xN just deleted him for about 50% HP, and that will be the cherry on top. It's another full series LGD force, but LNG once again come out the victor. It will be your #1 seed out of Group Nirvana.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.